Okay. Thank you very much, Ifeanyi. It's great to be here this afternoon. My name is Dolapo Omidire, and I'm talking about estate intel today. Now, to begin with, I'm going to share a number with you. $1 billion. Over the past 3 years, over $1 billion of stalled real estate projects have been on the market. And this is largely as a result of investors and developers misreading the market. They don't understand what is going on as much as they should. They are desperate to start making real estate decisions that are data-driven. The problem is the availability of data in the market is low, so they are unable to make forecasts and predict what should be happening in the market. Now, JLL, a global real estate consultancy, estimates that 14 out of 15 real estate markets are semi-transparent, low transparent, or opaque completely, which makes it very difficult for any real estate investor to operate. What's more, even important, is that real estate investments and the total amount of capital that's being raised is increasing. So the competition is increasing as the market is becoming more sophisticated and much more structured. Now, what do people need? People who operate within a real estate market or any asset market need a platform so that they can see what is going on, track activity, and so on. If you look at the stock and bonds market globally, people use S&P, Bloomberg, Thomson Reuters. When you're tracking property globally, you use S&P as well, CoStar, Real Capital Analytics, MSCI. When you come down to Sub-Saharan Africa, you also use the Bloomberg platform, FMDQ, and ProShare to track stock and bonds. But when you want to do the same for the property market, there's actually no platform available. So you can clearly see that there's a problem. Now, this is where I will introduce Estate Intel. We have built Africa's Bloomberg for the real estate market. We've created the largest cloud-based collection of real estate data points to allow market participants make data-driven decisions. We've got 15,000 data entries, and our team is updating that 2,000 times daily. We've got information on about 1,000 plus geocoded properties, and we're adding more as we go along. Now, this is how it works. You can come onto our platform and check out our interactive dashboards. People who want to invest in the hospitality industry, for example, can track hotel occupancy rates, historic room rates, the number of rooms under construction. If you're tracking the office market, you can see what's driving the market. You can see everything that's going on. You can use our interactive maps for amazing data visualization. So you zoom in and see all the commercial property in a particular location, see all the details that you need to understand, everything from tenants, building specification, the project team behind the building, and so much more. Now, I'm sure you'll be wondering how we get the data. The main thing is legwork. And this refers to us hitting the pavement. We're going out and gathering information. What you'll find is that there's actually a lot of data out there, but it's very unstructured, and a lot of it is inaccurate. So we spend the time collecting that data and cleaning it. We've also spent time in the market as we've all worked in the industry, and we've built good relationships with people who are willing to, one, share their data with us and allow us verify it. Even more importantly, we're creating relationships with market leaders in particular segments so that we don't duplicate data collection efforts. Finally, we're working to automate our data collection process through data scraping and automated data cleaning to help this to be much faster. Now, we operate within the commercial office sector, the retail sector, which is shopping malls, multifamily residential, which is apartments and homes, hospitality, and the industrial sector. Now, the competitive landscape, how are people doing this? How are they surviving? Well, for the most part, people are using offline lengthy services. If they want to gather data, they hire a consultant. That could take up to 3 months for them to get the data. And the problem is that they don't actually have robust databases. Once they're commissioned on the project, they go out to go and find data. On the other side of the spectrum, people who offer online services that give you instant access to data are only specialized in, say, the retail sector and the office sector. Where we play is that we offer an instant access to data, and we provide an expansive data set. Now, the value of the real estate and construction business in Africa, according to the African Development Bank, is about $452 billion. We estimate people spend around 5% on due diligence and research, so we estimate the market to be about 23 billion. We make money largely through subscriptions, where people pay for a monthly quarterly or an annual service, and we also make money through custom reports where people commission us to do specific things for them. On the smaller scale, we also get funding or capital through advising. Here's our existing customer pipeline, and we've done work for people like PwC, Brawl, and just to give you an example of what people want to do with our platform, Brawl valued a hotel and they needed data. Geberit supplies things like piping and small construction materials, and they use our platform to track everything that's under construction. Last year, we made $40,000, but this was largely through the custom reports. We soft launched our web app in December, and we have now 250 registered users. In December, we made about $4,000 from subscriptions. We want to do with the 10K, we want to gather more data and fund research activity, and also build our sales team to help us reach our 1,000 user number before the year end. Myself, I led the research team at Brawl, which is one of Africa's largest property advisors, and I have a BSc in investment and finance in property. We have a great team, James and Kofo, on the tech side, who have a track record for building great products, and we have a research team that's young and eager to learn. So please join us on this journey. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, that was great. Thank you for the thorough pitch. My first question is, how much do you spend monthly on some of that legwork? Because it seems like you would need a lot of field agents to collect that information. How many people are out, and what sort of data are they collecting monthly?
Thank you. Great question. So right now we spend, depending on the type of work that we have on our plate, we spend either between 30% on the road or 70% on the road. We have a network of, right now we have a network of students and interns that help us gather data. They're trained on how to, one, take pictures, geocode the information, send it back to the office directly. And the type of information they collect ranges from anything from new construction projects, retailers who are active for our databases, and just general information on the real estate market. So just to answer the question directly, we work with students who are trained, and we also each of the researchers on the team spend time on the road to gather data.
And a very quick other question. Can you explain to me, because from somebody, I've been looking at property in Lagos currently, and it seems like a very disorganized process. You go and talk to the person who owns the property, and they'll give you some range of pricing, and it's a back and forth negotiation, and then there's not really anything listed, and it's very decentralized and very disorganized. So how is there buy-in from the property owners themselves to provide clarity on their pricing?
Yes. So fantastic problem that we've actually seen, or not a fantastic problem, fantastic identification of a problem. What you find is that lots of agents can be marketing one property, and each of them can come with their own pricing. They add what they want so they can make extra on it. But if you're going straight to the property owner, which is what we're doing, we're going straight to the sources, whether it's just a small residential apartment or an office building or a shopping mall, they actually have buy-in because they can use our platform or they use it. So it's in their own interest to have their data or their stuff properly represented. So we get that buy-in from them. So it makes it much easier.
Hi, thank you very much. Fantastic presentation. So my challenge with this is just around scalability.
Around?
Scalability.
Okay.
Because you have, I think a lot of your research is mostly from legwork. So if you were targeting, say, essentially all of Nigeria, how are you able to deploy people, and how are you also able to guarantee accuracy of the information that you receive? Because I know that sometimes when we engage people or startups who provide survey services, essentially what they say is they have seen situations where the people that they have assigned to do this work just fill in literally random information just so they can get the money. So how are you able to curb that?
Yes, I think across board, that's a problem with research. One of the key things I try to highlight, I don't think I spoke on it enough when I spoke about how we gather our data. I think one of them, a very important one, is partnerships. When you think about scalability, so we signed an agreement with a consultant who has been doing hospitality research. So anybody who wanted to build a hotel within sub-Saharan Africa has probably gone to him to do a feasibility study. So with that, he handed over a bunch of his data, and we have said, okay, we have a partnership. What we'll do is we'll create dashboards, some of the dashboards I showed, and whenever anybody pays us, we pay you for that. So in that, we don't need to do any more work for gathering data for hospitality across Africa. So that's just one example. Speaking on the trustability and when you're sending lots of people out, I think it starts with a culture thing. One thing we drill down in the office about is the importance of accurate data. That is why we're doing what we're doing. And I think, personally, nobody's going to, it'd be very hard, but it's something that is embedded in everything that we do, that accurate information needs to be collected. So it's a part of the culture, and I hope that would at least reduce those type of discrepancies when you have data collection.
Okay.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
I think it takes a lot of courage to do a presentation in front of so many people, so well done for that. Mine is a simple one, problem solving. What problems are you solving with your startup for which there are no solutions as we speak out there in the market?
Okay. What problems are we solving that nobody is currently
That's
doing?
not there yet.
Okay, so we're providing an instant access to data. So right now, anybody that wants to either, I can give you an example, value a property. They make phone calls, and it is very, very ad hoc. You're valuing property for GT Bank. GT Bank, for example, a bank values all their property in a year, and a valuer is just calling somebody on the phone, hey, what was the rate for this? What was that for that? There's no standardized process. So we're creating a paper trail and a more efficient way for people to do real estate investment activity and make real estate decisions. On another scale, some of the construction consultants that work with us have a very inefficient way of gathering the information for business development. We can essentially help them do all their work from their desk without leaving the office. So it's that's it.
Hi. How did you acquire the customer last year?
Sorry?
The customer who subscribed to your service last year, how did you get them?
It's very interesting. Thankfully, actually, I'm very proud to say that most of these have been 100% organic. So we started off just as a blog a few years ago. And we were organizing real estate information, just stuff that was interesting. And what we found was that a lot of people kept reaching out, oh, wow, you have this information, can you help me with this? And then we started scaling the platform, adding more features. So most of these people have either at some point signed up to our newsletter and then have promoted themselves to a registered user and then becoming a paid customer. So that's mostly how we've acquired most of these customers. And moving forward, which I said in the next steps, we're looking to sort of build the sales team so that we can actually go and meet the people that need our service, because everywhere we've gone to, either make a pitch or a demo, everybody has been excited about how we can help them. So that's that. Mm-hmm.
So last question from me. You had a range of price points.
Yes.
I think you had
$40 a month to $700 a month.
Okay, so how do you determine how much a user pays? What data do they have access to?
Sure. So on the $40 a month plan, generally the plans it's based on the sensitivity of the data or how hard it was to collect. So if we're talking, say, an office building or a shopping mall was sold last year, there will be some very sensitive transaction information, the sale price, the yield, what a new investor looking to do something in that space would need to put inside their financial model. If you want that type of sensitive data, you'll be looking at the more expensive stuff. But our construction cost information or a list of ongoing projects to help somebody that's selling tiles or somebody that's selling door handles know where they can go and market their products, it's very cheap. So that's for $40 a month, which is about $15K a month. That's how that works.
Very last question. Of those 250 registered users, how many has transitioned to paying subscription?
So currently we've got about 445 people who have paid us, and then out of the people who are using the web app, we have about 10 of them. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.